Political organizations are gearing up for the midterm election on Tuesday, with Civic Nebraska releasing a guide on how to spot voter intimidation. Channel 8's Rebecca Heckel has the details on how to have a safe trip to the polls. Rebecca?
Yeah, Jatine, the guide makes it clear that voter intimidation is illegal and that the First Amendment does not protect speech in the form of true threats. According to Civic Nebraska, voter intimidation could be anything from disrupting voter lines, spreading false information, or even threatening violence.
The hyper-partisanship and the polarization and then the stakes that are presented to some voters or some people in Nebraska or other parts of the country, they feel like this is really hanging on the edge of a cliff, and they need to do whatever they can to make sure this election comes out the way they can.
The midterms have more opportunities for voter intimidation, as Election Commissioner Dave Shively said in June that the midterms usually have some of the highest turnouts.
The presidential election is going to be the type of election that's going to be our highest turnout. And then the next is going to be that statewide general election, which we'll have this fall when we have a gubernatorial race going and some other races as well.
There have not been any reported cases of voter intimidation at this time.
We would be remiss and we would not be doing our jobs if we weren't preparing for this in advance. If it doesn't happen, great. If it does, we'll be ready.
And some final reminders from the Commissioner's office. The polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 8th. Early voting ballots will also be due by 8 p.m. that night as well. Back to you, Jatine.